guys, I'm Nicole, and 18 months ago today, I had my gastric bypass surgery. So 18 months ago, it was October 27th, 2022. I was terrified and so scared, but so excited. And honestly, everything that has come since then has just wildly surpassed any expectations I had of the surgery. So, my highest recorded weight was 228 pounds. I'm 5 feet tall, so yeah, that was, I think I was at a BMI of 45, 46, I think. I'm probably wrong, but that seems to be right. When I started like the pre-op diet for surgery, I was 224 pounds. And then at surgery, I believe I was 212 pounds. As of this morning, I'm 115 pounds. I vary between like 114 and 118 typically. And so let's just say I'm down 110 pounds from my highest weight, at least. So that's pretty good. I have gotten down to about 110. That seemed to be a little too thin. But yeah, I stay between 114 and 118 usually. I have just done amazing since surgery. There have been a few complications along the way. Some things that I'm dealing with and may have to deal with long term. But overall, I'm very happy that I had the surgery. So let's talk about the good first. Let's talk about what has gone really well. So obviously, well, the weight loss, right? Losing all of that weight has just been transformative. It's done so much for my confidence. It's done so much for my mental health. It's done so much just for my ability to do things physically, to just try more at life. And I'm so grateful for that. I exercise a lot now. Like, I usually exercise for about an hour to 2 hours a day because I like it. I like feeling strong. I went to the gym a couple of days last week, and usually I just work out at home, but I actually went to a gym, and it was just like I felt a little self-conscious because, well, I didn't know how to use the machines. But unfortunately, my brother-in-law and my niece were there with me, and they're very helpful and, very seasoned gym goers. And so they were able to explain the machinery to me, because if I were to have gone there by myself, I'm sure I would have gotten on a few of those machines backwards, or even though they have pictures, I don't know. My brain saw a few machines and I was like, well, obviously that's what that machine does. It's not what that machine does. So it was good to have helpers there with me. But anyway, it was just nice to not be like, I was self-conscious because I didn't know how to use the machines. I wasn't self-conscious because I was thinking, oh my God, everybody's looking at me and wondering why this fat person's at a gym. Which is kind of, oxymoronic. I wore leggings. That was the first time, I think, that I've worn leggings in public. I've probably worn leggings less than 6 times in my life, just because they always accent, every little bump and every little roll, and I've just always felt very self-conscious in leggings. And but yeah, that was the first time that I can remember that I actually wore leggings in public, and I felt fine. Like, I wasn't self-conscious about it. So I actually got home from the gym and I bought another pair of leggings to take with me on my vacation. But also at the gym, it was just so nice to see my muscles in action. Like, I can, actually physically see my muscles working, and I don't know, there's just something magical about it. I walk for about 2 to 3 miles a day. It's been getting nicer here, not today. Today is another rainy, gloomy day, but it's been nicer, and it's been so wonderful to get outside and walk in the sunshine. And yeah, it really helps my mood too. But yeah, I just really like exercise now. Never thought I would say that. Another thing I noticed recently, good thing, is I don't have chub rub anymore. My thighs do still touch, but they don't rub as much. And I just, if you've been overweight, you probably know what chub rub is. It's just those chubby areas, usually inner thighs, rubbing together, like causing rashes and just hurts and it itches and it just isn't pleasant. But I don't have that anymore. My pain is so much better. I was in pain all the time. I do have arthritis, and so I still have some pain, but like my feet used to hurt so much. Like I would go walking, and I mean I was only walking, maybe half a mile or a mile, back in my bigger days, but my feet would just throb and they would swell so bad. That doesn't happen anymore. Just everything hurt all the time, and I just chalked it up to getting old. But I mean, okay, that was part of it. But the bigger part was the weight, and I don't have as many aches and pains anymore. It's great. My hair has pretty much come back. I would say it's like 90% back. It's a little flat today because I don't know, it just is. I didn't style it that great. Sorry. But yeah, my hair had come back. I would say I lost probably 60 to 70% of my hair after surgery, but it's back. It's grown back, and it's like at first it was sticking up everywhere when it's starting to grow back in, but it's now long enough that it pretty much lays flat. I will say that the texture of my hair is very different now. It's very curly, but just like the newer ingrown parts. So like I have curls, but they're short, and mainly it's just underneath, and then the top of my hair is still like this wavy, frizzy. Anyway, I can't just wear my hair natural out of the shower. I have to work with it. But it's come back. Another positive after the surgery is just I feel so much younger. I don't know if it's because I'm able to do more, or just that there seems to be so much more I could do that. I don't know. I'm just more anxious to get out of bed every morning and do stuff. And I just feel younger. And then travel. Travel is just so much easier now. I mean, little things like I'm wearing smaller clothes, and so they don't take up as much room in luggage, and I just, I fit in seats better, and just travel's just, and I can walk around more, and I don't have to, consider, how am I getting from this place to this place? It's like, oh, that's only a mile. I can easily walk that. Yeah, travel just seems so much easier, which is a good thing, because if you notice, there's nothing behind me, because I'm leaving for my world travels in 6 days. 6 days! I'm leaving to, travel the world. I'm starting out here in the U.S. Well, okay, I fly into Vancouver, so I guess I am starting internationally. But I'm flying into Vancouver so I can go on an Alaskan cruise, which is part of the U.S. And then I'm going to go, to Orlando for a while, and then I'm going to go on a Caribbean cruise, so I will be international again for a bit. And then I'm coming back, and I'm going to embark on a 5-week road trip around the western U.S., hit up some national parks, do some really good hiking, and then I'm headed overseas for a year at least. I don't know, we'll see where the wind takes me. But yeah, that's in 6 days. So I've had to get rid of everything. I've been really busy. I have some bags under my eyes. I haven't been really sleeping because I've had so much to do. But like, if you've seen my earlier videos, you may have seen me talk about these travel plans. I originally came up with this idea 5 years ago, and it was just a pipe dream. Just, it didn't seem very realistic because I was so in debt and it just didn't seem realistic. And I was so overweight and so unhealthy. But now it's possible. I worked towards that goal and I'm achieving it, and it feels good. And yeah, it wouldn't have been possible at my former weight. So, I could have made it happen, but it just, I wouldn't have made it happen. Let's just put it that way. Okay, now we talked about some good things. Let's talk about some bad things these past 18 months. I've mentioned this before, constipation. It's a daily struggle. Even though I drink a lot of water, even though I try to get in veggies and fruit and, fiber, it's just a battle. So something I have to keep working at. And I just barely talked about the hair loss. That was definitely a negative. It was very discouraging, and I don't think there's any way to avoid it. I tried my best. I took all my supplements. I used castor oil on my hair. I just did a bunch of things, but nothing really helped. I think it's just, the surgery is a huge trauma. Your body's going to freak out, and you just have to push past it. My hair fell out till about 9 months post-op, and then it stopped. Just one day it stopped. So get your protein and just grin and bear it. It'll come back. Also bad, saggy skin. Yeah, I do have loose skin, and it doesn't look the best. Like you can see on my arm there. I had a consult with plastics to see if we could have surgery to remove the saggy skin on my arms and my belly, and we can, but it's money, and like $16,000 I think it was, and I just would rather travel and spend that money doing that. I don't know if my loose skin's gotten any better or if it's just my attitude that's gotten better towards it, but it doesn't bother me as much as it initially did, so it's fine. Maybe after I get done traveling, if I have any money left, or if I can, get some more money, maybe it's something I'll look into, fixing in the future, especially my belly. That's probably my most bothersome area. But it's fine. I can camouflage it with clothing and, holding my body in certain positions. It's fine. And, I'm an old lady and nobody's really looking anyway. Other things that are bad. So I talked about I'm feeling much younger. I think I look older. I think that the wrinkles are more prominent, and I just, looking at pictures, I had a baby face when it was fuller, and it's fine. I don't know. I don't think I look over my age. Hopefully not, but it depends. I think it's more important how I feel, and I feel very young, so that's fine. Another bad thing is I've developed this perseveration on numbers. So I've tried to make myself not weigh myself every morning. But I do, if the scale has creeped up to 118, I do feel a little discouraged. And I shouldn't really think much about numbers. If I buy an extra small in a clothing and it's too tight on me, I get a little discouraged. But then I'll try the extra small in another brand and it fits just fine. And I think it's just brand differences. But really, why do I need to be in an extra small? Small's fine. I don't know. And then, I just start to really perseverate on numbers. And I really want to get 10,000 steps every day, and if it's 11:30 at night and I'm like, oh my gosh, only 9,000 steps, and I'm like, okay, I just need to walk around my room for a half hour. Hopefully I can get in 1,000 more steps. So that is something that I'm working on, is not focusing on numbers so much, but more about how I feel and how my body is, doing physically and internally. Other bad things, I have this, there is a part of my brain, I was a binge eater, and there's still a part of my brain that really wants to do that, especially in times of stress. And I can't do that, which is good, but it also, is mentally difficult at times. And I really wish I could not have that desire, but it's something I'm working on. And, I do work with a psychologist, so it's something we are working on. But then there are times that I really want to pig out, like at special occasions, or I've paid for, this amazing meal and I really want to eat it all, but I can't. And that can be a little frustrating. Dumping syndrome is another bad thing, but also kind of good. It's a little bit of a behavior modifier. But I don't have dumping syndrome that often. It's only when I really eat a lot of sugar really fast. But it makes me feel like crap. We had a potluck at work the other day, and there were these amazing cookies, but they were like bigger cookies. I know better, but I was just talking to somebody and I grabbed one and I just scarfed it down, and as soon as I took that last bite, I was like, what did I do? And sure enough, it wasn't even that long, 20 minutes later, I started to sweat and started to just feel crappy, and if somebody commented, are you doing okay? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I fortunately don't get like diarrhea or throwing up when I dump. I just feel really crappy, so I'm able to mask it somewhat. But anyway, it passed in about an hour. But yeah, I just felt not great. Another bad thing is just the need to just take medication, my vitamins. Like I have to take my vitamins twice a day. I just take the chewable multi-bariatric vitamins, so I take 4 of them, but I break it up and I take two times a day. So it's actually not that bad, but still as I'm getting ready to travel, they're going to take up a lot of room in my luggage. And it's just, the remembering to take them twice a day, and it's a little cumbersome. So I put that in the bad category. It's not that bad. I would say the biggest negative that I've had after surgery is my battle with gastritis and ulcers. We think I have an ulcer right now. And this is the 3rd round of this. So my gastroenterologist told me that I have to have an upper endoscopy before I leave in 6 days. So we got one like urgently scheduled for, it's in 3 days. So we can try to figure out what's going on with my stomach. But I'll come off of omeprazole, and after a few weeks I just get this horrible gnawing pain in my upper, in my epigastric region, in my upper abdomen. And I can't bend over. It hurts to put any pressure on it. I can't wear pants I should not be wearing pants that go that high knuckle. But if my pants, raise up and touch, it just hurts, and just pushing on it hurts, and I get like horrible burps. I already have a lot of burping after I eat or drink anything. But this is just times 10, and water makes it just burn, and just, oh, do you hear my stomach gurgling? I don't know if you could hear that. I just drank some water, and yeah, I'm on omeprazole and Carafate right now, so it's helped a little bit. Been on it for about a week, but it's still not great. Yeah, that's probably the worst part post-op is my struggle with gastritis and trying to get this figured out. So, okay, let's talk about what I've been eating. So I made videos what I eat in day 9 months post-op and what I eat in a day 16 months post-op, and nothing much has changed. I still have a Greek yogurt with almonds every morning. Every night, or almost every night, I have a banana with cocoa flavored PB2. But lately I've been eating the Sargento snack packs that have cheese and almonds and some dried cranberries. I eat those with some wheat thins. I eat jerky a lot to get some protein. I found these crispy, I'll post a picture here, and I'll post the link down below if you want to look into them on Amazon. But I found these crispy edamame. I think they have like 10 or 11 grams of protein, but they're really good, and they really satisfy. They're salty. They have a sriracha flavored one too that I haven't tried. But anyway, they're crunchy, they're nice, they really satisfy that need to get like chips or something crunchy. I really like them, and it takes me a while to eat a full bag of them, so they're usually good for like 2 snacks. But then yeah, I try really hard to get protein centric meals. Like I still eat pot roast. I don't know if you've watched some of my videos towards the beginning of the surgery, like right when I was released to eat normal foods. I ate a lot of pot roast, and I'm back to eating pot roast. It's just good, and it's easy, and very high in protein. But then my brother-in-law makes these amazing burritos where he just cooks a chuck roast in the slow cooker all day, and then shreds it, and then he throws it on the grill to kind of crisp it up a little bit, and then he scrambles egg in with it, and we just wrap that in a tortilla. And one of those, I can eat like half of one at a time, but I mean that's pretty much all protein, and then just the tortilla. But those are good. I've been eating a lot of those lately. And then I track my protein, and if I'm a little low, then I do a protein shake. I have to do that maybe once or twice a week. How much I can eat really depends on the day. Some days I'm like, I finish everything on my plate, and honestly, sometimes I have some guilt over that. I need to get past that, but yeah, sometimes I can eat a lot. Other days, it's just a few bites, and then I really feel the restriction, and sometimes I'm frustrated because I want to eat more, but I know if I do, I'm going to throw up. So it's really weird, just on the day, it depends on the day. Also depends, of course, on how fast I'm eating. If I eat slowly, I can eat more, which I found that I really have to pace myself because I can't eat too slowly or I can eat a lot of food, and that's not great. So I do have to give myself kind of like a time limit on how long I can be eating. But conversely, if I eat too fast, I get really uncomfortably full really quickly, and and then I'm hungry again pretty quick too, once it does move through my system. So I really have to pace myself when I eat. The composition of a food really depends on how much of it I can eat. Like shredded beef, I can't eat as much shredded beef as I can ground beef. Even though I'm chewing them both, and I think that they go down into my stomach like being the same consistency, I don't know. Still, shredded beef fills me up a lot faster than ground beef. Shrimp, I can only eat a few shrimp. However, if I eat like a white fish, I can eat a good amount of that. Salmon, I can eat more salmon than shrimp, but less salmon than like a white fish. Eggs, I've been trying to eat more eggs lately. So for about the first 9 months to a year post-op, eggs made me want to throw up. Like I could not eat eggs. And I was a big egg eater before the surgery, so that was really weird. But now I'm doing pretty good with eggs, so I'm trying to eat more of those. They're a good protein source and simple, and yeah. And then fake meat. So I was a vegan and then a vegetarian for a long time prior to surgery, and just meat, just the texture, sometimes I have a really hard time with it. So I tried to supplement with fake meat sources, like from Morningstar Farms or Impossible Meat, and my stomach just doesn't like them. I've tried to just pretend like that's not an issue. Like, no, Nicole, it's not the fake chicken that's making you sick. It's the salad you're eating it with. No, I recognize now that it's the fake meat that just doesn't do well in my stomach, which is really sad because I really like those sources of protein. But so I still try to eat them from time to time because I do like them. But yeah, I get really sick when I eat them. Okay, let's move on to some things that I've learned. So I talked about eating at a proper pace. Like, I am a fast eater, so I do have to slow myself down. And then I'll be patting myself on the back being like, Nicole, you're doing so good. You're eating so slowly. And then I'd spend 2 hours and I've consumed a ton of calories and just everything's going in because I'm giving myself time to digest, but I'm not stopping eating because I'm not getting the satiety clues because I'm eating so slowly. So yeah, I do need to have like an actual time limit on when I'm eating, and I try to make it like a half hour and yeah, stop eating after that so that I can recognize that I'm full. So vitamins, so I tried to do like, the topical vitamins, and I started to feel like I was low on iron. Like I've battled with low iron before surgery. So I kind of know those signs and symptoms, but then also my skin is really sensitive. I'm a sensitive Sally, and those patches were just causing rashes and just a lot of redness and itching on my skin. So they would have been a good solution for traveling, but it just doesn't look like it's going to work for me. Other things I've learned is that I need to find a balance when it comes to numbers. Like I talked about, I really perseverate on some numbers. So I have to work on not weighing myself every day, just maybe once a week. I can't not weigh myself because then I'm just anxious, like thinking, oh my God, what do I weigh? What do I weigh? What do I weigh? But I just have to be a little more reasonable about it. I still need to track calories somehow, but it's just better if I just track them up here. Maybe not as accurate, but better for my mental health. I am still strictly counting protein and my water consumption. And I've also learned through experience that I get treated a lot better these days. And you know, I tend to see it as people treating me better because I'm thinner and I'm not obese. And that could be the case. But also it could be that I have more confidence now and I'm happier now, and maybe I'm treating people better and they're treating me better in return. So that's something I'm still trying to figure out. Maybe it's a chicken egg thing. Am I getting treated better because I'm not obese, or am I getting treated better because I'm a happier, more confident person? Now that I'm saying it out loud, it's probably the latter. Yeah. It's probably my attitude that's impacting how others are treating me. Let's talk about some future plans. So obviously, my future plan is to travel. I'm getting really excited. Again, it's 6 days away until I leave. 5 days away. In 5 days, it's my last day at work, which is nerve-wracking and sad because I will miss the people I work with tremendously. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting, at least, you know, I'm going to travel for at least a year. If I still have money, maybe we'll make it a second year. We'll see. But then there are a lot of questions related to my bariatric surgery that I'm just going to have to figure out as I travel. Like, how am I going to get my protein? I mean, obviously I know what foods have protein, and they have meat all over the world and pure protein sources. But, you know, it's still like, I don't know, in certain places, am I going to like how they prepare the meats? You know, there's some areas where food poisoning is a lot more prevalent, and so I don't know if I want to eat certain foods in certain places. Yeah, and I don't know if they'll have my yogurt that I really love. So we'll see how that goes. How am I going to get my vitamins? So I'm taking 6 months of vitamins with me. Again, it's like taking up an entire suitcase. I can go to different pharmacies and just get, you know, all the pills to make up all the vitamins that I need. I mean, they have those everywhere in the world. They're common vitamins, but it's still a little nerve-wracking trying to figure that out. You know, what do I do if I have problems? What about if this gastritis isn't, well, it's not going to be resolved in 6 days. But what if, you know, I have more problems with it, or just other problems, bariatric speaking? I mean, they have bariatric clinics in other countries, but I don't know. It's just, you know, it's worrisome. So those are questions and concerns I have with traveling after my bariatric surgery. My future plans for this channel, so I want to keep posting videos. A lot of them in the future are probably going to be travel related. But then I'm also setting up a travel YouTube channel so people can follow me on my adventures. And that channel is called Go with Nicole. If you go to it right now, I mean, go ahead, if you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. I think the only video on there right now is just a dash cam video from when I drove through Zion National Park. I don't know, maybe you'll like watching it, but yeah, there will be a lot more content coming, I promise. But yeah, if you want to go subscribe, I'll link it down below. Also my Insta, and I haven't yet started. I have the domain name, but I haven't put anything up yet, but there will be a blog coming called gowithnicole.com. And yeah, if you want to follow me, that would be amazing. I would love to have you guys along with that with me on that adventure as well as this one. But yeah, I'll still be posting videos here. It just might not be as frequent, and it might be more travel tinged, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. These past 18 months have just been so crazy, but in a good way. And again, I'm having some, you know, struggles post-op, some little small struggles, but overall, I'm still very happy that I had this surgery. And yeah, if there are any questions you have, please drop them in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, and maybe over on my travel channel. Bye.